Something I've learned through my cancer fight. I was in some pretty low places when I was in the hospital. After I had my surgery, I had something called an ileus, where your stomach shuts down. And I was as low as you could possibly be. And I learned that when adversity hits, there's a couple ways you can go with it. You let it take you down, or you can use it as an opportunity. When I first got to BV, my student orientation group was roughly 20 people, and I'd say 5 or 6 of my best friends to this day came from that group. And it's literally the group you meet day one.
Kind of instantly hit it off with him. I think that he's a pretty easy guy to get along with. You know, we're a lot better than we used to be at staying in touch with each other through text, through trying to get together with things, because we realize how important those friendships and relationships are, and we owe a lot to BV for providing that atmosphere where it's easy to build those types of friendships that can last a lifetime.
I have no family history of cancer. Not colon cancer. I have no family history of cancer. So I was 39 and just had some stuff going on with my body that didn't really have answers to. I went in for colonoscopy, and so it was stage 3 colon cancer. And yeah, I mean, shock of my life. I don't know that I ever really truly fathomed what was going on, and I never really thought about the bad that could happen. It was just, what do we do next? So I started chemo, I think, in November 2012. And I immediately thought, I am not in control of anything right now. The other thing I thought was, I'm going to continue working out to the best of my ability. So I set a goal to run the Lincoln Marathon, which would be in May. My chemo ended in April. I realized pretty quick the marathon was an ambitious goal, and a little bit much. But I thought the half marathon was doable. Something I love about doing triathlons now, which I started just before I got sick. I love the planning part, but every time you're in a race, things go wrong. Every time. And it's how do you deal with that?
The other day I was talking to somebody about what's the most important quality in a friend? And I said the most important quality is really just being present, being there for that person, right? If you're there, that says a lot.
So I did my first chemo, and I did my second chemo, and then my third, and I'm sitting in my lazy boy with my IV hooked up, and I can hear some type of commotion behind me, but I'm not giving it much thought. 3 of my friends from BV come walking around the corner, and they are decked out in Hawaiian gear. And they had shown up just to lighten the mood. So they didn't show up every time. So I kind of guessed when they were gonna show up and when they weren't. And so the next one they showed up was probably number 5 or 6, and it was Pirate Day. I have no idea why. Then I think it was session 8 or 9 they showed up. It was Mardi Gras. The last one was it should be the hardest. I mean, chemo is cumulative, right? First one not too bad, second, third, it gets worse and worse. 11th one was pretty rough. 12th one should be the worst. I hear them coming in again. They come around the corner, and they're all dressed up in racing gear. And the funny part is, that was probably the best I felt through any of the chemos. I remember that picture sitting there thinking, I don't feel too bad. And it's 100% because they took my mind off stuff. Now my buddy Mike, who I to this day train and race with, I knew he was training and he was gonna run the marathon. We had done marathon together, we did the Ironman together, so I knew he was doing this. And so the day before Lincoln half marathon, I walked upstairs in my house and there's 20-some pairs of shoes in my entryway. And I've always joked, my girls have a lot of friends, but like that, I didn't know what was going on. And so Mike obviously been training, and 8 of the other guys had been secretly training for 6 months to run with me.
I think that meant a lot to him to know that we put forth that effort for him too, because anyone that's run a marathon or even a half marathon knows that it takes time, it takes training, it takes dedication to do that. And the fact that I think we did that for him, I think made a big impact.
With Chris, there's no bike or run part.
I know.
Or bike or swim.
And I really wish there was. I've got the bike. I'll come out and pull that out in 2 seconds. One of the neatest things about my time at BV is how much my mom loved Buena Vista and loved my roommates. I think about her a lot through conversations like this. She'd be so happy to hear that I'm able to tell the story about what all these guys did for me. Those are the relationships that you get from a place like this.